Welcome back to the Cricket Matters podcast. Today we're talking about top mistakes club cricketers repeated this year. Different seasons, same old mistakes, mate?
Absolutely. On so many different levels. Me personally, people I hang out with, club cricketers, the same old conversations. It's what makes cricket great sometimes, just talking and hearing the same old things people say. It's like, yeah, it's brilliant. So, but we've made a good little list and a few categories, haven't we, today, of the things that we've seen, well, I've seen specifically at not just Cardiff, but all the teams I make, but the things you hear on, year out, and moaning, whinging, whining, or whatever. It's brilliant. Nice. So yeah, I think it's gonna be quite fun to go through. Actually,
indeed. Let's start with the mindset and preparation. What are some of the mistakes that you've come across this year?
Yeah, I think the key thing is hearing conversations around the changing room is always comparing yourself to teammates instead of competing with yourself. Like they're always focused on, oh, such and such is doing this, such and such is doing that. It's like, hang on a second, you aren't playing at a higher level. You're playing twos cricket instead of ones cricket. Stop focusing on what they're doing. Focus about what you're doing. So it's a sense of maybe jealousy is a key thing as opposed to thinking about growth. So again, always comparing yourself to other players. Or why is such and such getting a chance? Well, stats don't lie sometimes. And stop focusing on them. Focus on yourself and what you're doing to improve your game, which kind of ties into the idea of like another one where you let one dismissal or one bad game snowball. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. Oh, I got out unlucky from a LBW, or it was a poor umpiring decision, but it keeps happening. Well, that's not just a technical issue. It becomes a mental block, and you're worrying and letting one thing affect it. And again, that ties into the other thing of mindset and preparation is there's no one reflects post-match about how their performance is, what the team's performance was. So therefore, they do make the same mistakes again the following week. So again, mindset and preparation, I think, is a big thing. The continuing mistakes they make time and time again is because they don't reflect. They let mother cricket affect them mentally, which then carries on into other parts of life. And then they can keep comparing themselves to other teammates or worrying about what other teammates are doing, where you're just competing with yourself. Focus on yourself, develop your side of things, and the results and your impact on games will take care of itself, I think. So it's a very high level one to think about, as opposed to like funny and joke. I thought mindset and prep is a big thing here because it's a big part of cricket in how you recover between games and stuff like that. So just something to think about.
Nice. What about fitness and physical prep?
Well, this is interesting. Again, let's start with the very simple comedy value ones, where the number of players who I see rock up hungover from a Friday night is huge. Well, is that the best physical prep you're going to have? You're not going to stop that. People love it. They want to have a good time. I totally get that. But if you want to improve and, getting back at 5 a.m. to get ready to go at 9 a.m. is maybe not the best prep you can do. So look, tongue in cheek, we've all been there. We've all done it. We totally get it. But if you turn up physically underprepared, right, hungover, well, it's a big part of it, isn't it? So you can look at it. Now, another one I see is from lots of players is zero warm-up or warm-up routines. So how do you expect to start playing at the highest level if you've done zero warm-up, or you know how to warm up, or what your warm-up routine is? You ask a top golfer how many balls they hit on the driving range before they go and play on the course, they'll tell you an exact number. Yeah, it could be anywhere between 30 to 100 balls, but they know they're going to hit. They need to hit that number as a minimum, same as a baseball pitcher. Right? How many balls are they going to throw before they go out and pitch? So again, a lot of bowlers who start bowling wides in the first over. Like I can tell you this now. One of the most frustrating things this year at the start of the season was watching some bowlers bowl, and we're already conceding 5 to 10 runs in an over without the batsman laying bat on ball because they hadn't warmed up properly. Yeah, so it's...
And you need to reduce your injury risk as well.
Well, exactly. So again, so many people have ignored niggles, and they've ended up becoming massive issues. So again, it's a common mistake. Oh, I'll play through the pain. Is that really a wise thing to do? Right. So it's a major thing. And the other thing, the big thing I see all the time is hydration and nutrition on match days, where all the time Tesco meal deals are the thing. That's what everyone loves to do. They get sweets, they get Jaffa cakes. They're eating, honestly, in like the cricket room changing room table is full of food, like from cakes and sweets and various different things, which is great. It's all part of fun, but my God, you can get fat on that alone. So
no wonder you put 2 kilos on.
Exactly, no, it is seriously straight up. That's exactly why I've put on 2 kilos. And then hydration. Most of them don't drink enough water. They just have a bit of squash in between. No one's thinking about how much stuff here. So again, it's the same mistakes repeated year after year after year. And until it happens to you, you probably aren't aware you're doing it. But again, it's something simple you can do. But yeah, just the same mistakes as repeated. So there you go.
But at least some of them are amusing.
Yeah.
Any Haribo on the table?
Mate, loads of Haribo, smushies, all sorts. Mawams, nice. all sorts going on the table.
Mawams. Great. Let's move on to potential bowling mistakes.
Bowling mistakes, they don't think about the field. Or it's again, can't hit a consistent length under pressure. There's simple things. Overcomplicating the game. Like now they want to bowl back of the hand, slower balls, knuckle balls, leg cutters, off cutters, seamers. Mixing up too much. We're not playing international cricket. We're playing club cricket, where sometimes simplicity wins. Keep it simple, stupid.
It's like just consistent line and length, right?
It is, and that's harder than it sounds like. Yeah. It's easy to say that, but they're just overcomplicating things. And I've seen at times that games lost because people try and do stupid things in the heat of the moment. Too emotional. Yeah, after getting hit is a classic example. They go, oh my God, or somebody's dropped the catch. Let it go. Just let it go. And also the same thing is, it ties into batting as well a little bit. So ignoring conditions. So if you're constantly bowling indoors or in club lane nets, where it's a consistent bounce and pace coming through, they don't realise that pitches in club cricket particularly differ from place to place. So you've got to bowl slightly different lengths in different conditions. You've got to focus on, lines in certain pitches. Same with batting. Everyone goes out and tries to bat like it's an indoor lane where it's the perfect, carry, bounce, everything. Whereas sometimes you've got to put certain shots away. You can't always play a pull shot in South Wales when the ball doesn't get above your ankles. You just can't do it. Put it away. So those are some of the the bowling mistakes we've seen year in, year out. So just keep it simple, stupid, adapt to the conditions, and just control your emotions. Again, that comes into batting. Control your emotions.
Anything else to add to batting mistakes as well?
Well, yeah, you've got like poor shot selection early, I think is a classic. You're trying to play like in an indoor school as opposed to outdoors. No plan of what you're trying to do early in the innings. The big thing I see always is no intent running between the wickets. That really does my head in. Really does my head in. Particularly if you're somebody who doesn't want to run, because it just causes carnage. So yeah, there's many things, batting mistakes. Again, controlling emotions, shot selection, and adapting to game scenarios. Those are the main things. And just losing their head. Like that sounds ridiculous. Trying to just block, swipe. Oh shit, I'm out. That's you see it time and time again. So it's again, there's loads of other mistakes people make, but that's on the overall side of things. That's what we tend to see.
Yeah,
batting and bowling.
Nice. What about fielding? Obviously.
Oh, don't get me started on this. Not anticipating the ball, switching off in the field, lazy movement. No communication or practice. I think that's the starting thing. Everyone focuses on batting and bowling, and they leave the field into chance. You could argue poor throwing technique. Well, I can argue that because my shoulder's hanging on for dear life. So it's just practicing certain things of like just picking up the ball, fielding it, getting your body behind it, attacking it, practicing picking it up. So it's lots of little things here, but the big thing is lazy movement in the field between overs, between balls, and no anticipation. So you're not focusing on the ball. You're just switched off. You're just like, oh crap, it's come to me. Oh, drop catch, which could then lead to losing the game, which we saw a few times this year, where people drop a catch, the guys want to score 100, they've lost the game. Whereas if we'd taken that catch because someone had been concentrating, we'd have been fine. So those are the main batting, bowling, and fielding mistakes you've seen, and I'm sure people can drop comments down below what they've seen as well in how things. But they're the things that we saw the most
What about training habits? Anything to any mistakes there?
Yeah, there's quite a lot in this. I think this is the big thing. Training reduces during the season as the season goes on because they think they're playing enough cricket, whereas in fact you should be continually practicing the whole way through. So again, you start off with all the intent and purpose in the world, but then either form dips, the enthusiasm maybe dips a little bit, so you don't train to the same extent. So the back of the season tends to curtail and tails off for a lot of people. So, that's the big thing is your training drops. And also the big thing is no purpose in the nets. I've seen so many people just going in, just whacking the ball. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. But your training dictates how you play and what you score on Saturdays. It's as simple as that. If you don't practice properly and practice to the scenarios you're going to be faced at, it depends whether you're opening the batting or batting at number 6 and 7. It depends. So if you've got no purpose to your training, which most people don't have, they just go and hit some balls and hope for the best, then it's not going to happen. And again, it's a little, skipping your fitness work, mobility, some strength work in between to maintain it, to keep you resilient and keep you fit, ready to go. But I think the big thing now is we've got no excuse now to see how well we're doing. Is like, well, are you tracking practice? Are you tracking how often you're training? Are you recording your sessions sometimes? Because again, just getting your phone out and recording yourself can make a huge difference to how you play, because you can spot mistakes straight away. So again, that's some of the things you see all the time training up, and then just like, oh, my bat's not working, I need a new bat. Like I see that time and time again.
My bat's not working.
It is. I've seen that this year. Like God knows, I've lost count of how many times that's happened this year.
Brilliant.
They focus on getting new gear, thinking it's going to bring them a new bit of luck or something. So they buy a new bat, some new glues, new gloves, shoes, whatever you want to call it, thinking it's going to turn things around. When in fact it comes down to training habits. How are you training? It's always cool to buy new stash. I'm all for that, right? Absolutely massive cricket badger. Love getting new stash. Love it. But it comes back to basic training. Yeah. Are you training accordingly? Or are you just hoping? So
a lot of them
rebellions
are built on hope, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Star Wars stuff behind me.
Yeah,
Someone for the guy who commented last week and saying, "I'm loving the podcast, but I'm loving the fact that you're a Star Wars fan more." That's even
absolutely.
We're loving it. But look, there's loads of other things, simple things from batting, people not watching the ball properly. I think that sounds ridiculous. Are you actually watching the ball? Most people aren't. I think the key thing is not taking ownership for results. Again, in team environments, and assuming experience equals improvement. When experience does help, but improvement comes from training habits and making changes accordingly to improve your game. And then and do you know what? Sometimes I'm guilty of this as well. Playing without enjoyment. Like, just have fun. Cricket's meant to be fun. The more fun you have, the more you enjoy the game. And winning,
as was this list of stuff. This was meant to be fun as well.
I know. It kept it super boring. There we go. But look, that's just like I'd love to hear what other people see top mistakes club cricketers repeat year after year, the conversations you hear. But these are just some of the key things I've analysed this year to what may be happening. So a bit of fun, bit of truth in it at the same time. But hopefully you can learn a bit from this and not repeat it next year.
Exactly. Food for thought, or Haribo for thought, potentially.
Exactly.
That is it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review and subscribe. And if you'd like our free training plan, then go to cricketmanners.com/train. And remember, our goal is to make you a better cricketer.